Today's episode is brought to you by Fortify. Andrew, take it away.
Fortify, the online service for blanket forts, to help you build a blanket fort or find the nearest blanket fort to you. Fortify, blanket forts, online.
Hey, do you ever use a blanket fort? Do you ever use their services?
I have two set up in the house right now. I have one posted on Fortify, and I also have one that is number 2 on Fortify's front page.
You can camp in a blanket fort. You just have like an alpaca wool hammock, and you're good to go.
Alpaca wool hammocks now available from Fortify.
Alpaca wool is more water resistant than regular wool.
And it comes with a 90-day guarantee that if your fort isn't found, it'll just restart your membership.
Yeah.
You can start your membership right over
again.
All right, and now on with the show.
Let's all be wizards and fly around in the sky. Let's all be wizards, immortal, we could never die. Let's cast some spells with all of our dear friends. Let's all be wizards, the magic it would never end. And we'll fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky.
Okay, let's see here. Let me get this.
Just get me to read the numbers.
All right.
Let's do the numbers.
Hello and welcome to Let's Just Be Wizards, a bi-weekly podcast that delves into the dark arts in order to answer the age-old question, can I be a wizard? I'm your host, Adam Hilton, and to my left hand today is our special guest.
Courtney, Coco, Nursey, Conley.
And to her left hand is...
Maxfield Lehman, lower priest of the Pleiades.
And to Max's left hand is...
Drew Cox, master of the wizard and diamond artist of the deal.
Through the course of this podcast, we will attempt to cast spells, curse our enemies, communicate with the spirits, and everything else under the moon. So strap in for the show that will lay you out like a deck of cards. This week on Wizards, the Tarot. All right, so how's everybody doing? We have a guest on the show tonight.
Let's ask her first. Right?
Yeah, how's it going, Courtney?
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. My edible's kicking in like really strong right now, so I also feel like this isn't real, but that's probably better.
And yeah, and just like the big cluster of microphones and cables is kind of weird.
To that. I'm used
Oh,
to
okay.
spaghetti.
Okay. Good. Well,
This show's gonna be there's gonna be some spaghetti, all right.
This show's
let's
gonna be a
let's
spicy
pose.
meatball.
Yeah, it's gonna be some spicy. We're talking spaghetti here. How many downvotes do you think this show's gonna get this week?
Oh man, I don't even know. It's gonna be great. Check.
Yeah.
For those of you listening on YouTube, keep tabs of how many downvotes we're getting.
Yeah, speaking of spaghetti, because this is spaghetti paradise. Like, we tried to do a podcast and all we did was host a
Oh
spaghetti
yeah, I just
cook-off.
got back from Coachella. It was twanging and banging down there.
Oh, nice. Well, who'd you see?
I saw the big fish in the clouds.
You saw Real Big Fish?
the real big fish.
Nice. Blues Travelers play this
Yeah.
year? Nice.
Nice.
Oh my god.
He's
I've been
sweet.
waiting for so long.
Wow.
Plenty of ghost bands too.
Any celebrity sightings?
Ghost theme bands?
Just
or-
like the whole desert energy is for the ghosts.
I gotta say, did you see Mike Vogel there this year?
What was he? Did he have a man bun and a Swami beard?
No. He wears bro shirts and a pony shirt.
Didn't see anyone like that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Did anyone have anything magical happen to them this last couple of weeks? We've been out for 3 weeks, so surely someone got something. Anything magical happening to anybody?
Oh well, my pony based portal had some unintended results the other night.
Can you explain to the people if they don't know what your pony portal is?
So you draw a portal, basic portal shape on an altar. Now, because I like ponies, I use those to kind of channel energy and I've got a candle at the center, which, there's a lot of wax. We'll post pictures up so everyone can see. But I fired up the portal the other night, just kind of, trying to channel a little energy personally. And, the next morning, that Kansas City bitch, that brony, I'm kind of on the rocks with at the moment. He was he started up complaining about how he lost his YouTube partnership. So
wow.
My curse appears to be working, even when that thing is like an algorithm. It fucking learned on its own. It knows what to do. All I need to do is light the candle and put the ponies in the right spot, and it does the rest.
Oh man, if there's like a hat on a bed, I'm out of here.
What does the hat on the bed
the
mean?
hat on the bed, that was someone's mom who thought of that, who was tired of the house.
No one here seen
No,
Drugstore Cowboy
the modern
by
day
Gus Van
Max,
Sant?
I was just thinking about the hat on the bed the other day. And the hat on the bed might be
Oh,
bad
okay,
luck.
I see what you're
but-
Symbolizes giving up
you know what-
work
you know what I
and being
figured out?
lazy.
You know what I figured out? The new modern day version of that was leaving your tablet on the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where an animal could
Where
try
your
and eat
kid
it.
can look at
Where your kid
play
can
all your games,
find
lose all your
what
games.
your browser can look at your browser history.
They could gape.
openly.
Their little eyes would be gaping holes at all the gaping holes you had on your tablet.
Very well
I've
said.
got 5 or 6 eye holes in my head.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at this week in wizardry.
All right. What does Lana Del Rey sing about?
Close? Is she the closer singer?
No.
Romance.
CVS
Sex.
nail polish.
Well, Lana Del Rey just got on board with the
Oh.
biggest story in wizard news
That.
in the past 10 years at least. And the hex of all hexes, every wizard on the planet has decided to band together online and decide to curse Donald Trump. On the night of the 23rd, everyone banded together to light a stumpy orange candle at their altar and simultaneously curse the man in the chair.
Because the orange hair? Is there something significant about
No,
I guess
just
he's
'cause
got, I guess his dick looks like a baby carrot.
Because he's a
according to
piece of
everyone.
human garbage.
No, this was what I heard, that his penis resembles a baby
A
carrot.
baby
Aw.
carriage.
Or
Oh.
the end of a mandrake?
Oh, so
Something
he's
like
part
that.
seahorse,
So,
in other words.
So Lana Del Rey got on board with that. Along with this one guy who is the chief wizard in Mexico City, who's super pissed because he was an automotive engineer, but then after Donald Trump's bad economic policies shut down the supply line for automotive components to go into the manufacturing facilities that existed within Mexico City, he just decided to put all his energy into fortune telling, fixing Volkswagen bugs, and cursing Donald Trump till the end of time. Let's just call him Bad Hombre Zero, whiz biz only, bro. And he's well bearded, he's well learned, and he can not only could he rebuild any car in his sleep, he can put a curse on one of the most powerful people on the planet without a thought to his mind. It's no skin off, it's no hair off his beard. He was looking good. Even Lana Del Rey got in on this shit.
He just needs a face to put in his psychic crosshairs.
Oh, he was lighting candles. He had the printer image. Like, you remember when I was dripping wax on
They
that?
had like balloon
All right.
Trump, where his head is a balloon.
So honestly, like let's address something here.
Okay.
I don't think this movement would have started unless it were for this podcast coverage of curses in a previous episode.
Yeah.
I think that when we suggested to curse Donald Trump in the episode that we did a few weeks ago, or about a couple
like our
months ago
second
now,
episode,
yeah,
yeah.
about a couple months ago now, we set into action the actual chain of events that would create this mass wizard movement to make sure that enemy to our kind would
That's kind of
be
amazing.
eliminated.
Yeah.
We have a
He doesn't
wider.
know anything of. He doesn't know of
Many
anything
in
of
the collective
loyalty.
unconscious that-
We'd have
Or
a
living
wider
by the
audience than we
magic ways.
thought.
So yeah, you think that our show is normalized cursing people, public figures?
I think so. I mean, honestly, I want us to take credit for that because if we don't, because here's the thing. In all of my research of this, like my job right now is to do the news. And what's the news? That's the where, the when, and the why. And we've got the when and the why, but we don't have the who and we don't have the where.
Well, wasn't it
Like-
Lana Del Rey?
And we don't have
Lana
the
Del
Doors.
Rey, Lana Del Rey did not start it.
Okay.
Who started it? Who knows? And from what I can tell, from all the research I've done, if we want to take this, where did this trend of cursing public figures, what was the genesis of that? That was this podcast.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, listeners of Let's Just Be Wizards, esteemed members of this wizardly order, this week, for the first time in Let's Just Be Wizards podcast history, we are the news.
Proud
Excellent.
moment. I'm glad to
Like
be
as
here to
far as the
witness.
Who, we are the ones who started this, and if you feel like cursing that guy, just like you said, if you want to go ahead and curse that guy, that's
Yeah.
on you.
That's on you. Yeah.
Personally, I'm more into gray magic.
What's gray magic? Is that like half
That's between
That's
black and
backhanded
white.
cursing?
It's magic.
Like I
It's-
hope
Elemental?
You have a
It's
long
like
life.
this microphone. It's
Uh-huh.
a tool. It's neutral.
Okay.
What you say into it could be awful and vile, and it
Uh-huh.
could become black magic, or it could be wonderful and uplift people.
So it's just using both.
You remind me of the lady at the tarot meetup that we went to just now. Like you just,
I already know
like,
it's bad.
I went to the first
Oh, that's not
attempt
a
at
bad
that, but yeah.
She was pretty cool.
She was cool. No, she was cool. But I'm just saying, like that kind of mentality, or like you and her are right in line with one another. In which case,
Modern day witches.
Yeah.
Like real witches.
Yeah,
It's
modern
not like I'm gonna
stuff.
fucking cast a hex and so I can be
A random suggestion is a very powerful thing, you know.
Yeah. We had some
well,
other.
I mean,
okay,
here's
sorry.
the thing. Like, I didn't care whether bad stuff happened to
Mind
Trump or
magic.
not until he said he was going to send the feds in to take care of all the marijuana. Like, I need the marijuana in order to conduct my magical stuff.
So when it affects you, that's when you.
That's when I care. Like, yeah.
Just not really paying much attention to what's being said. It feels like it's all kind of a lot of bullshit. Like it's trying to inject fear into the collective
Right, yeah,
unconscious.
exactly.
So if we feed into that, then I feel like we're it's just like the whole. You guys have covered the frog thing, right? Pepe thing.
No,
Oh,
we
the-
have
the
not
cane
done. We
toad?
actually have not
We don't
done
need
the
to go into it.
Keck-powered digital magic.
We don't
That
need
might
to
be.
go into it.
That might actually
its
be
own
a.
episode.
That might be its own episode. But
You're not talking about
I mean-
crucifying a frog, are you?
no, not at all. No, like I mean, that topic in and of itself needs its own episode.
Yeah.
And I don't like. No, we're not exactly talking about that. What we're talking about now is a nationwide banding together of the witchcraft culture online to curse Donald Trump.
It really does work, folks. Go
That's
out,
fine.
get
I'm
an
down
orange
with that.
candle. It's probably on sale because they.
Your local magic, your local candle magic supplier should have orange on sale.
They
right
should have
now.
it at Target too. You know,
And,
if you don't want to try. Well, but go to your magical.
Actually, you know what?
What about a
Rallies.
nice
Rallies.
You
What's
should
have-
just call it.
You know what?
Yeah.
Right now, let me just say
should
those.
call it-
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
If anyone needs a source for orange stumpy candles, Rayleigh's has them for 99 cents a piece.
Do they smell like pumpkin spice?
No, they're not pumpkin spice. I believe
That
the
costs
orange
extra.
ones are amber scented.
Oh.
Nice.
That's my favorite.
Or you can go to Shango on Folsom Boulevard. Yeah.
at Bradshaw in the Eclectic Center, and you can get all of your necessary candle needs from the Shango, that's at the Eclectic Center on Bradshaw and Folsom Boulevard.
Yeah, and
Or Mr. Sippy's Smokes and Gifts. And if you're ever in Rockland and it's unfortunate and hard to deal with, so you must go get memorabilia.
yeah,
Once again, that's Shango in the Eclectic Center at Folsom Boulevard and Bradshaw.
But I
in
have a-
Rancho Cordova, California.
I have a legitimate philosophical query right now about this whole hexing thing. I just want to get this out there because it's
Okay.
on my mind. Because I've been thinking about it and how it feels and the whole idea of gray magic and white and black magic. So why does everyone have to be like, let's hex him? Why can't we just do like a mass binding? Like, you know, why
Make
is
it
not
so
a
he
binding?
can't do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Well, and I felt like when I heard
like
about
that's more
this, like,
appropriate.
you know, it would be nice if he got herpes, but the media would just cover that up. It would be nice if he dies of some horrible disease or whatever. Like, you know, we would like him to get 3 nights in hell if we could. But if that happened, we'd never hear about it. But what you're saying, like doing a binding spell where everything he does is just a dead end, like I like that more. It'll humiliate him even more than cursing him.
Yeah.
Like,
I
we
mean-
would all love to see him get 3 nights in hell. You fuck with my weed, I hope you get herpes. But watching him just putter around in circles and spin his own wheels,
And
that
that's
is
how-
delicious.
Yeah.
That is delicious stuff. Not only does that give us something to watch on the news and comment about on our social media pages, that makes him even more and more frustrated as the days go by. And what's going to happen when Donald Trump gets frustrated? He quits. He walks away. Every time Donald Trump gets frustrated with something, what does he do? He walks away. We know this about him. We've watched him do it before. He's done it to every creditor he ever had.
He makes a comment that goes nowhere and leaves people scratching their heads,
Huh? Yeah.
and then he
Twitter.
walks away.
On Twitter.
So
He walks away from his
I
computer.
But
honestly,
as,
like,
as a personal hexer, let me just
But-
say real quick, I feel that a hex, you know, in practical sense, is definitely a detriment to someone, but kind of a
Max, are you
you know, a
referring
soothing
to what-
person,
are
a
you
soothing
referring to
thing
what-
for yourself. You know,
Are you
to just
referring
do
to what
that.
happened earlier today
Who? Where?
when I put that curse on that guy,
Oh, the tap room
the
guy.
taproom guy?
Yeah, fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
fuck that guy.
Curse him.
But you know the 100 emoji? I wrote the 100 emoji on a piece of paper and then wrote, "You are cursed," and I slid
That's
it over.
just a red
to-
100 with
Yeah,
a
with
line
an
under it.
underline. Yes,
Oh, okay.
Hell money,
Why?
in other words.
100.
Yeah.
Oh, just 100. You're cursed. 100.
Just you made it in that moment. You
Yeah,
made it back.
yeah, it's
okay.
100.
Oh, hey, barroom guy, have some
100,
hell
you're
money
cursed. Have
on
some-
me.
Well,
A
he
little
did-
bit of chaos magic.
Well, I've been 86d forever from there after that. So yeah, no more tap rooms that I may go to as of now.
But you see, that's your immediate response of, you know, what you do
Yeah.
comes back.
He was
So-
being an asshole to me, though.
And so instead of hexing,
All I
binding
was trying to do
negative forces.
was tell Max about how if you go to Disneyland and you're at the 33 Club, you can
I would ask for Pocahontas.
you can get an escort dressed as any princess you want.
I want like a nice dark
and
princess.
and
Wasn't Walt into some weird creepy?
and this is
He
what I'm
was a
saying.
little
Well,
perv?
you know what he knew? He knew how to get investors to do whatever he wanted.
Building
And that was to,
projects.
right?
and that was to get women dressed as Snow White to do whatever those men wanted.
Infrastructure.
All 7 of
yeah,
them.
33.
No, the men.
The men, there were
The little
33 of them. That's why it's
the
called
Snow White
Club
joke.
33.
Also, 33 degrees of the Masonic.
Yeah, and this is another thing. Like Walt
Video
Disney
game.
had his own cult of investors inside of Disneyland where they would have the women dress as the princesses and they would do whatever. It was like
wow.
crazy rituals. And if you pay $6,000 and get on a waiting list of 200 people, you can get into Club 33.
And
at
free
Disneyland.
$10
Here's what you do.
sodas too.
They need to know your face in advance because there's a camera on the door. It used to be a peephole. Someone would walk up and look at you. But now it's a camera. And what you do is when you walk into Disneyland
Wait,
in
hold
Main,
on. I'm going to take some notes because I want to do this.
when you walk into Disneyland in Main Street, you'll see a address that says 33 on one of the buildings, and there's an actual doorbell attached to it. And what you'll do is you walk up and you ring the doorbell, and if you're on the list, they'll know your face, they know who you are, and you ring the doorbell and the camera will turn on, and they'll look at you, and if you're on the list, they'll let you in. And if you're not, you can't. It's the only place inside of Disneyland besides the resort hotel where you can be served alcohol. It is the only place in Disneyland where you can get an escort dressed as a princess of your choice.
Oh, so Daddy,
So anyway,
Daddy gets to go have a little
I was
fun.
laying this shit down over in the tap room, telling my buddy Max that
Oh,
for the right price,
And I was loving
that for
this.
the right price,
I'm like, let's go
he
to
could
Disneyland.
get Pocahontas.
I would want
And the
that
tap
very
room
much.
guy walks up to me and he says, "I think you guys are done. You need to leave after this
Does
beer."
this have to do
I
with the
think-
pipeline?
I think
Yeah.
you're too sensitive, is what I should have said.
and then after that, I gave him a curse, and I said, "You cash me outside. How about that?" And
I spit on
we
their
left.
doorway.
Yeah.
I spit on their doorway too.
And that was it. Yeah.
Everyone knows what "cash me outside" means now.
I hawked up like half a day's worth of smokes on their doorway.
Yeah, I'll drown your ass shouting, motherfucker. Anyway, so that was my experience today cursing someone.
Yeah. I know it's scary to curse people though, because you're worried that it could come back.
I'm
to
not
get
worried
you.
about that. He's a chump.
Unless you've been like,
That little fuck boy, I ain't
And
worried about
with
him.
curses and stuff like that, if you're just not ready to go balls deep, you should probably
Yeah, like
not do it.
he
you know.
is not. He would be punching.
You're
above
going.
his
You got to
weight
know
if he
you're going
tried to
down
do
a
it.
road.
Like
you
if
know.
he tried to sick
Fair,
any spirits against
decision.
me or deflect, he'd be punching above his
Fair
weight in a way
approximation
that he
of the
does
wreckage
not
you're
even
creating.
comprehend.
check out our potions episode if you want a recipe for one that will prevent you from receiving curses. I drank that, and I think it worked for the day. But I had to buy like 8 different herbs. But
Oh yeah. Also, I'd like to
many ways
mention,
to ward
please,
against
please
getting
enjoy
cursed yourself.
Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op at 28th Street in Sacramento,
Yeah,
California.
isn't the
Bring
new
a buddy.
co-op just so
Damn,
great?
those
Have you
damn
been?
long lines.
Besides the long lines and the stoned cashiers.
The
Well,
buddy
I mean,
law.
that's what we go there for. What can I say?
We can't lie.
We can't lie.
Yeah,
Funny
no.
live. We can't lie.
Do you like the new co-op? We have to ask every guest
Me?
this. Yeah.
Well, as a non-member who is
Uh-huh.
also a frequenter,
We're non-members who are also frequenters. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the only place I shop because of life and wanting
Just
to
how
live,
good it is,
and
Just how
also
good it is.
because it's very conveniently
just so
located next to the light rail.
It's just
so
so
I have
good.
no car.
No, it's just
Yeah.
so good.
But it is good.
What? That's not your
you have-
Nissan Versa out front?
No.
I figured that was your new ride.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why. That seems like the kind of thing you would drive.
A Nissan Versa? I don't know. I feel like possibly a Honda Insight type of gal.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
Fuck
that's a
the
good
Prius.
choice.
That's a bullshit move.
No, what's wrong with the Prius?
Not into it.
Oh, you know what you want if you want to rebel against the Prius and you're thinking of getting a Honda Insight, which I would recommend against, what you need to get is a Ford
I love how co-op came to this.
Flex.
Well, we
I don't
talk
want a
about the new
Ford.
co-op every
It's really
episode
good.
for a little bit.
It's really good.
I really don't want an American.
I went there only
The
once,
Ford,
but
not the Ford Flex.
I mean,
sorry,
I liked
said
the
that wrong. It's
interior.
the,
although I didn't agree with the buddy law. Now I'd like to ask
I
my
didn't mean
guest
Flex. That was
to
the
ask
wrong
me
car.
what the buddy law at the co-op was.
What is the buddy law?
The buddy law is if you want to get 2 like tall boy bottles of brew, you have if you get
It's
one,
the
they'll
Ford,
say
right?
you got to get 2. So I'm like, what the hell is this fucking
Can't
buddy
buy
law?
just
You're
one
gotta
tall
be.
boy, apparently.
Is
there.
this a hippie holiday? Is everyone fucking high? You're
Yes,
joking,
that-
right?
But
But that's true. We knew everyone was high at the co-op. It's
And I'm
why
like,
we
oh,
decided to
so
shop
it's like a
there.
buddy
I
law.
always
You
feel
got to
like
get
I'm the only
2.
high person there.
Really?
Because I'm usually really stoned. and
There was this guy at selling cakes. He was so high. He just was talking so much shit. He
He's
did
selling
not
cakes,
know.
man.
Yeah,
That
he
was when we went.
Yeah,
The
he was just
guys-
like, "You want to buy a whole cake?" Yeah, you do. Yeah, buy a whole cake.
Maybe
I was
he's
just
new
like,
and he's just
dude,
getting used to all the
bro, you just-
ventilators
I
in
was
the
like-
bakery
I'm
or
like,
something. You know?
Oh, now I know
He's just
which. Now I
excitable.
know which Volvo XV60 had all those bong rips wafting out of the windows on your brake, Mr. Cake Boss.
Oh,
you,
Mr. Cherry Glaze.
yeah, Mr. Fucking chocolate ganache over here.
So the co-op.
God, are we
Let me just-
doing
Can I-
a show about magic
Yeah, what
here?
The
What the fuck are we talking about?
I was
co-op
gonna
is great
say-
because there's more room now. It was very clasta before. It was very claustrophobic before.
Yeah.
And I did not like that. And
It was scummy.
It was just too. There was
Flies in the dining room. It was gross.
It wasn't bad. It was just super cramped. Fuck that shit.
I would
And, like,
want to deploy like a tent on their dining table upstairs and just eat in the tent, you know, because of all the.
Oh,
flies.
like out on the patio. Yeah, just like go
but
upstairs
what
on the
I was
patio.
gonna say about the
Camp.
new co-op is
because
it's
of
like
all
they
that
made it
light
like
rail
a
filth.
hangout place.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come and hang out, you gentrifying fucks. Like, I just feel like it's pandering to this new wave of people coming into this city.
What is wrong with those people? We want this to be a world
They're-
class city.
They just want to eat. They can afford to
We
eat
we
this
want
way.
to feel like we are in a better city than we're in, and that's what the new co-op gives us. We feel like we're
I
in
feel like there's some
Portland,
of
or
that,
we feel
but I
like we're in
can't help-
Seattle.
but then I'm
And
an
Sacramento,
asshole, and I'm like, I love that it's
Sacramento
bigger.
needs to be that. And here's the thing: when you're one of those people who's been here the whole time, it's gonna make you feel really good to be one of those native Sacramentans once this is
Native
a hip
right
place
here.
to be. But without that hipness, we have nothing to draw those people in. We have nothing to get those droves of people in to think we're cool. So, like that thing that makes us seem kind of pretentious, that's what's going to make us a world-class city. So,
when I'm angrily tapping
Like,
my foot
right.
behind these two middle-aged women that are talking about free-range eggs and why they're good for you, I'm like, motherfucker,
I know why free-range eggs are good
fuck
for
out
me.
of
I've
You
been shopping
goddamn
since I
marmot,
was
go
20.
suck your eggs somewhere
I
else.
have some kind of like diagram that's almost hexagonal of like I go here, boom, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I know where all my shit is.
Hey guys.
So that's it. That's my review.
All right.
Time to.
Let's. I
Good,
kind of.
bad, and the ugly.
You found a good news story too.
Oh, we have another
Courtney.
news story on.
Courtney
Yeah, on
caught
to
this
Courtney.
one.
Only
Yeah, I
really
want to
quick
hear that.
because I just so happened to see it today on Atlas Obscura. If you don't already know about that, it's a really cool website, and you can like it on Facebook. I mean, I post cool stuff. Just bizarre news in general. Now, is it pronounced Toth or Thoth? It's Toth, right?
I think Thoth.
I think it's Toth.
Thoth.
We could call it either way though.
Fucking whatever. But THOTH. So the Toth Tarot. I'll just really give you a tiny background. Toth Tarot deck was created by Aleister Crowley, and he was really into the Egyptian symbolism and stuff. So that was his thing with
Right.
God from the Golden Dawn. So they took a card that was specific to his deck, actually, which is the universe. It's not in the normal the
Wheel of
Rider-Waite
Fortune is what
deck.
it-
It's not in the standard 78 card deck.
Mm-hmm.
But so they took the universe, which is from the Toth deck, and it says gigantic Toth tarot reproduction contending for Guinness World Record. So someone painted this giant.
What's the who?
The Grand Midway Hotel, Windbar, Pennsylvania, hopes.
Nice. And the where. Wow,
It's-
you got it.
hold
Wow,
on.
nice.
I didn't give you the who. Hopes it's a gigantic repainting of the universe from the Toth Tarot will land in the Guinness Book of World Records newly created category, World's Largest Tarot Card. If
Excellent.
so, it would mark the second world record for the hotel. Blah 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 blah. Oh, actually, that's kind of interesting. Their second world record for the hotel, which was previously snagged the honor of the world's largest Ouija board on its rooftop. Was that in your
Spooky.
Ouija board episode?
It was not.
Holy shit.
No, we didn't have our segments
So they
exactly
pride
planned out.
themselves
That
on
was
their
our
macabre
first episode.
decor, it says.
Uh huh.
Measuring nearly 24 by 17 feet, the Toth Tarot reproduction was painted in.
You know what?
Or wait, it's
Once
like
we
whatever.
hit it big,
Artist
we need to record an
Terrence-
episode from that hotel.
Yeah.
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 It's
like,
pretty bitchy, it
what's
looks
the
like.
hotel called?
It is called the Grand Midway Hotel. and
Okay,
it's in
this is a
Windber,
shout out to the Grand
Pennsylvania.
Midway Hotel right now. This episode is brought to you by the Grand Midway Hotel. For all of your spooky hotel needs, Let's Just Be Wizards officially endorses the Grand Midway Hotel as the official hotel of Let's Just Be Wizards.
Tell them we sent you.
If you come to the Grand Midway Hotel, tell them Let's Just Be Wizards sent us.
So yeah, the world's largest tarot card.
Yes.
Why didn't they do the whole deck though? That's what I'm wondering.
Because
that's
they
a
wanted to
big-ass
honor
card.
because they wanted to
They
honor
got more
Aleister, and
ceilings to
that's
paint.
that. because Aleister Crowley's
Invented the hotel.
because Aleister Crowley's contribution to the Ouija board was more important than anyone else's, and that's pretty fucking obvious.
What about to the tarot though?
To the tarot? Yeah, that's what I meant. To the tarot, like the universe. Aleister Crowley made the card. That's what you just told us, right?
did, but I
so
would just-
so if Aleister Crowley made the card, it's the most important card there ever was.
Is he senpai? Too?
I'm a fanboy.
Well, let me just say though that
He yelled
I
at
think-
all his friends till they did magic for
we
him.
don't need to get into his personal fucking.
We can.
We don't have to though. Like I mean,
We did in the last one a
butt
little
stuff.
bit.
You
Butt
don't have
stuff.
to judge
You put it in
somebody
the
by-
butt.
I'm not
If
afraid
put
if
it
you
in the
want
butt
to.
enough,
Sorry,
then
so
You
you'll
don't have
learn
to judge
magic.
somebody by their character necessarily.
no.
You can just judge them by the work that they put out.
Okay, my four biggest influences in life are Aleister Crowley, Jack
we're getting
Trammell,
into
Hugh Hefner, and Howard Hughes.
No women? Are you
no.
misogynist?
How dare you?
Yeah, no, one of them took pictures of titties. Yeah, that was an awful list. But one of them fucks dudes, so it's okay.
Okay. If you say so. He was a
Better than fucking collies.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. I'm just gonna.
Should we
put
end
that
the
out
news
there.
now on that?
Greg
note?
has sex with dogs.
So that's been the news.
And that's the news. Dun, 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 dun.
Do-do-do-do.
All right, guys. Now on to the topic. First, what is tarot? The tarot, first known as Triumphi, and later as Tarocchi and Tarok, is a pack of playing cards used from the mid-15th century in various parts of Europe to play games such as Italian Tarocchi, French tarot. In the late 18th century, it began to be used for divination in the form of tarotology or cartomancy. Am I stepping on any of the history? I'm
Just
stepping on a
briefly, the
little bit of-
18th century stuff about it coming from the east to the west, and not too much.
All right. Well, I'll try not to step on too much of your history here. I was trying to give a kind of overview of what it is, but it's like
You're not stepping on anything. You're floating on the mighty wind of fortune.
nice. Like common playing cards, the tarot has 4 suits, which vary by region. Each suit has 14 cards, 10 cards numbering from 1 or ace to 10, and 4 face cards: king, queen, knight, and jack/knave.
Also called court cards.
Yes. In addition, the tarot has a special 21-card trump suit and a single card known as the Fool. Depending on the game, the Fool may act as the top trump or may be played to avoid the following suit. Tarot cards are used throughout much of Europe to play games. In English-speaking countries where these games are not played, tarot cards are used primarily for divinatory purposes. Occultists call the trump card and the Fool the major arcana, while the 10 pip and 4 court cards in each suit are called minor arcana. The card... Oh, shoot. Sorry, 1 second. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Cards can be traced by some occult writers to ancient Egypt or the Kabbalah, but there's no documented evidence of such origins or the usage of tarot divination before the 18th century. So that's going to be all I'm going to say for now, because I feel like I'm starting to budge into the history portion.
I don't gotta weave too far out of this, so don't worry.
Okay. So, yeah, why don't we just go into the history then, Max?
All right, and this history was gleaned through Google searches and stuff. I don't like spelling out website names. Just Google tarot origins or history, any of that stuff. I don't know. Don't be too lazy. I sometimes listen to podcasts all freaking day.
I was also going to say there's a whole bunch of different kinds of tarot decks you can get. It's not just one.
Yeah.
You could get the Rider-Waite-Smith is the common one. There's the Crowley-Harris Thoth deck, Thoth deck, and the Hermetic Tarot created by the Order of the Golden Dawn. And there's now numerous ones such as the Cat Tarot, the Gothic Tarot, the Necronomicon Tarot, which I saw looked pretty badass, and countless others. And the Cosmic Tarot, as Courtney is pointing towards. Much like pornography on the internet, if it exists, there's a tarot deck of it. And that's what tarot is, basically. That's what I was going to say, Rule 34. All right, Max, you want to hit us with the history of the tarot?
Yeah. Origins of tarot. Using tarot cards for playful divination probably goes back to the 11th century, originated with Mamluk or slave warrior caste game cards from the East and brought to Western Europe from Egypt. By the 1500s, the Italian aristocracy enjoyed Tarocchi Appropati, a game which players used their dealt cards to write poetic verses. In Italy, wealthy families commissioned expensive artist-made decks known as
So cool.
Carte di Trionfi or Cards of Triumph. These decks consisted of cards marked, as Adam said, the queen. It was originally the king and then two male underlings, although the queen came along later, and we're all glad she did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the whole duality.
Did I mention
of
Amelia
humans.
Earhart is one of my heroes?
Shut the fuck
She
up.
was an aviator.
Oh, okay. You're not a sexist.
I think she sniffed mercury after
She
a
liked
while.
huffing paint, and
I think
that's
I have
why I
some
like
gold
her
stars
so
in my
much.
backpack.
Yeah,
I'll look around. I'm gonna root around for those.
I like her because she huffed so much paint, just like me.
Pretty rad.
Airplane glue.
It's a good
Anyways,
quality.
Adam,
Yeah.
both.
Okay.
famous tarot artists say the meaning. This guy Bill Wolf. I don't know. It's just a quote I gleaned, but the meaning of the imagery was parallel to the mechanics of the gameplay in some games. The random card draw created a unique narrative, and the decisions the players made influenced the unfolding of that narrative, like a choose-your-own-adventure game.
Ooh.
How you been doing on that one, Edgar?
Which one?
Choose your own adventures. You make any good deals these days?
Actually, yeah. I recently sold the Hobbit Choose Your Own Adventure book on
Oh,
eBay
you got
for
some
quite a
rare
bit.
drops, didn't you?
Yeah. Lay it down. Tell us about
You got
those rare drops you got going on.
Oh man, yeah. I found some real gems there at the old Goodwill recently, but yeah, don't shop there because
Don't shop there
just don't.
Yeah, rashes and
because we need you
Should
not
smell.
to. Our business depends on it.
Yeah. How's it? I know that mic is awkward. Should we try and fix it for you before we go?
Trying to be really incognito
Yeah,
about
work
this.
that mic. Yeah.
Where,
good.
now,
Work
now
that
let it,
mic. Oh yeah.
see, is that okay right there?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't fall. If it
Was
happens,
it was starting to
we have some really hard Uranus aspects happening right now in astrology, so I can expect the unexpected.
okay.
We all can.
Let's see.
I would definitely
I'm so
like to
sorry,
hear
so
more
sorry.
about that.
There we go.
Okay. Hopefully
But,
that's
Strange
okay.
things.
We'll have to
You've
do
been,
another astrology. We'll do an
yeah. Well,
astrology.
Strange
here's
things
the,
are
here's the,
afoot
here's the
on our
context for anyone listening. Adam's been hating it lately, so he's been trying to get a side hustle going where he goes to all the thrift stores and flea markets to find choose your own adventure books, which he buys very cheaply and sells for a handsome price to the
Not
collector.
just the regular
collector's
choose your own
market
adventure
on
books don't
eBay.
sell for that much, but the ones that are like TSR
He's,
endorsed
he
and
knows that talking about how hot his hustle is tacky, so he's playing it down right now, so
maybe
no
he's
one
just
else
a
And
will
you could
muscle
just
in.
carry
So no
around-
one else will muscle in. But
He's
here,
just
let me
letting
tell you
everyone know the
something right
secret.
now. Let me tell you something right now. If you try and muscle in on Adam's choose your own adventure hustle, I'm going to curse you.
Don't look at me when you say
I mean, not
Hey.
you. No, I'm looking at my co-host. Like, so
Andrew?
I'm like, you in with me on this
Hey,
one?
man,
no, Max, you in with me on this
Reel
one?
it in a little.
and Diamond Drew.
Yeah.
I fully support that.
Thank
All right.
you.
How's our history going here? Did we get to?
Yeah, we're almost done here.
Did they
so,
draw the cards yet? Draw
Anyways,
the
by
picture.
the end of the 18th century, the mystical applications for the cards spread to other parts of Europe, and in France, writer Antoine Court de Gabin asserted that tarot was based on a holy book written by Egyptian priests and brought to
The
Europe
Book
by
of Thoth.
gypsies from Africa. I'm talking, shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Oh, wow, nice.
Anyways, tarot predated the
Oh, it's
presence
not
of
over.
gypsies in Europe who actually came from Asia rather than Africa. The common thing you hear is from India, in fact. Wandering the Romani,
That's
or
bull.
whatever they like to be called. I don't know.
The Romani.
The Romani.
Look how much of that was us.
Okay.
Those were three things that all didn't line up with one another.
No,
Well,
I'm sure
I
the
drop it.
listener understands.
I rolled a 0 on the internet, so I'm gonna back out.
Keep your headphones on. Don't leave.
All right.
You did a
I
good
think
job
we
on the
did-
history,
I think that
Max.
was good. We were just being
For being
so-
high
no,
and slightly hungover, I think I did pretty good.
No, you did good.
Yeah.
I just think I think that this brings up a topic of the history of tarot being one of those highly dubious things that's been lost to the sands of time. And no matter what we come up with is never going to be good enough.
It's a very
we
deep
just look at-
subject, and
we
I
just
don't
look
want to
at
do
the
it
pictures.
disservice by delving.
Well,
too
Courtney,
far.
we have a guest on who probably knows a lot more about this than we do.
Take it
I'd say a
away.
lot.
What do you think about the
A lot
history?
is perhaps hyperbolic. I know a little bit, which is that. Notes, please.
Yeah, no, go for
Deborah,
it. Lay down
notes,
some
please.
knowledge on
Hand
us.
me the notes, Deborah.
There you go. Deborah's handed them to you.
Fucking bitch. Okay, so there's this thing called the Sefer Yetzirah. Sefer Yetzirah.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the ancient Hebrew mysticism texts. It's one of the main ones. So
Kabbalah.
you had the Torah and the
Tanakh.
another Zohar, is it? And then the Sefer Yetzirah. So the
Don't
Sefer
mess with
Yetzirah-
the
You don't
Zohar.
mess with the Zohar. You beat me
Zohan.
to it.
That's Zohan.
Oh, you beat me
Zohan.
to it.
Okay.
Oh
I'm not
my
disputing
god.
that. No,
You
go
don't
ahead.
mess with the
Sorry.
Zohan.
You're gonna mess
Oh,
with the
no.
Sephirah in a minute, and they're
Yeah,
gonna
oh,
put
no.
some hexes on you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so the Sefer Yetzirah is the text
Uh-huh.
which forms the basis of astrology and the tarot mainly, and that's via the Tree of Life, which is you kind of mentioned earlier. You mentioned earlier the Tree of Life, right? Or the
Well, when we went to that tarot meetup, they kept pointing out that a lot of the imagery on the Tree of Life was similar to some
All the
imagery on
branches,
the
a number of
cards.
branches, a number of.
right.
Trump cards.
So in the Tree of Life, you have 10 Sephiroth. Individually, we're called Sephirot, right?
Mhm.
They're they in some cultures they would be referred to as like archangels. Some people call them just archetypes. They're like
Archetypes. That's
in
the
ancient
word.
Jewish mysticism. They are like it's some deep shit. The word Kabbalah actually means to be taught, like from a teacher hands you down information. You get handed down information.
Ah.
So Kabbalah is really dangerous to practice and to research alone. And
That's why Madonna does it.
I stopped researching it at a certain point because I was like, oh shit, it's getting really deep, and I know that I'm not supposed to be doing it by myself.
Oh, okay.
So tarot it basically comes from that. There's a whole bunch of symbolism I could go into. There's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. There's 22 pathways between the Sephirah in the Tree of Life, which represent different They each have different connections. There's 22 major arcana cards in the tarot.
Well, wait. Why did you stop
Why did I stop what?
the thing you were talking
Researching the Kabbalah.
about? Yeah.
Researching the Kabbalah.
I like how these powerful.
She stopped because
I'm
you said
high.
it-
I'm just following the thread. Where am I?
you
supposed to
said
be?
you stopped researching the
Oh, why did I
Kabbalah
stop?
because it says you need a teacher.
Well, because eventually I got to a point where it was getting really intense, and I was having a lot of mystical experiences, and
that seems like a good thing, though.
Right. Isn't that
It's-
where you want to keep going, though?
right, and so it started to become kind of an obsession to get to higher levels. And then someone actually interjected and came into my life in a really synchronistic way and warned me about this thing. And then I started researching.
Well, now that you're rolling with the Just Wizards, like, is it a possibility that you might start opening that gateway up again? Because I mean, you clearly do have other magical people who are going down this path at the same time in the same place as you. Like, you're here right now trying to just be a wizard, just like we are. Like, if you stopped because you didn't feel like you had others with you pursuing that path,
that's not why.
Like,
it's more about being taught by somebody who's.
She needs
No,
an
that's
expert.
what I'm. That's the whole point of it. That's why you're on this show right now, because there's no one left to teach anyone. We have to just be wizards.
Oh, there's definitely people
No,
out there teaching.
that's what they.
Kabbalah.
I don't
That,
care if I
and they
wake up
believe
anything
that is
scary
as
'cause,
they
you know,
believe.
I know that I was,
but
and I
we
can
know
be
we
and
know
all
to
that.
be beings of our place and time. We need to just do it.
Well, here's the thing:
We're
is that
just gonna be
Kabbalah
wizards.
is badass, and there's a lot of cool things that come from it. Like tarot that's where it came from, or you can say supposedly, but there's very documented facts. about this.
Wikipedia said supposedly, not me, so I'm not
Yeah, well,
gonna
yeah.
claim ownership.
Well, I didn't dig that deeply either, and as you who's learned this part of this from someone, and I definitely defer judgment. You done research and all that.
Well, and I just also you have to also have. There's so much disinformation out there to throw people off because they want to keep powers that be,
All those
whatever.
little Facebook.
They want to
quiz
keep
clickers,
people
yeah.
off of this power. This shit's powerful, and it can be used for nefarious means, obviously. So and also it gives the individual power. So why would you want your army of serfs and peasants to have control over their own lives?
Okay, so you acknowledge yourself as a serf and or peasant, or do you acknowledge yourself as a
I
wizard?
am not part of the fucking 1%. Is what I mean. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
okay, right.
That's
so,
what I mean.
So let me ask, like, if they want
Cooking.
if they want someone to stop,
Spirit cooking.
Spirit cooking.
yeah, if they want someone to stop, like, you got to sit there and say to yourself, like, wait a second, I'm just some NorCal trash bizzo. What the fuck
No.
difference does it make whether I do the magic or
No,
not?
no,
Fuck
we
them.
still
you
do
know?
it, but
yeah,
it's just-
obviously we still do it.
But it's just that it's being.
No, see, here's the thing. Donald Trump would like every fucking
Here
person
we go with this
conducting
guy
witchcraft to get burned at the stake, just like they did 200 years ago. And here's the thing. Because we don't know that spell, we're all going to not pass the fire test. But that doesn't mean we should get subjected to the fire test, and that doesn't mean we're not magical.
You know what I was thinking? What I was wondering about earlier today, in my private moments, just staring off into the clouds from my window, in my place of dwelling, is I was wondering if maybe all this shit is so esoteric and hard to figure out because that's the way that the human brain works, and we need that trickery to get us to be interested in something. Maybe a cult is forbidden because we need the law of the forbidden, which that's
Oh,
Anton
that's the
LaVey.
only way it's going to spark our interest. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Anton LaVey was big on that
Whatever,
idea.
whatever dark princes think they're in charge, they think, okay, these substances are consciousness elevators, and they just don't want many people riding that elevator.
Well, that was the first point I was trying to make, but then I was also saying, ironically enough, because it is forbidden or taboo or whatever, or like that's shit that you only see in movies, or like. But it has that mystical quality to it that's intriguing to people. That, in its own way, has just drawn people into it.
Yeah.
And so those of us that are brave enough, I guess, and curious enough, are going to want to go down that rabbit hole. Like, even if it's uncomfortable and scary sometimes, or like weird, or makes us seem like kind of weirdos. Like it's just like that's okay though, because I'm that curious.
Right.
Kind of zooming out just a little bit. I mean, I like how tarot can in some circles be seen as a game, but think of what other divinatory tools were probably games like bone dice.
Checkers.
throwing
I
something
use
onto a
well,
Pick
there's
up
the
sticks.
There's the I Ching. I use a pendulum all the time for quick yes or no.
shamans, doing like their stuff and then throwing the bones on the ground, in their
Well,
hut.
really, what it comes down to, and this is why tarot is so convoluted, and there's so much info, and that's probably why this is going to be a really long podcast.
Yes.
There's so much info about it, but when you really break it down, it gets simpler and simpler to the point of, like I was saying earlier, to entice people to
Think outside the bun.
to entice people into something by it is like actual like illusion magic. Like
It
look over
seems-
here and check this marvelous thing out, and you go whoa, and then you miss what's actually happening, which is your subconscious doing the shit and co-creating with the reality around you and the way that you interface with this reality. We can get into what reality is made of later, but your subconscious will then be co-creating with the reality that you're currently existing in. And then, so you're using these tools, potions, things like that. They're all symbols. Just if this is a simulation, which science is even starting to kind of come to that conclusion now in quantum physics, that it's more than likely this is a simulation. That's becoming the narrative now.
Wow.
And
because we can figure out how to program ourselves to some degree. We're treading on like forgotten ways.
well, like it's a simulation in the way that you are in a program, and if you program things the right way, you can change the program.
Heroes aren't born; they're made.
That's the.
I want to do something that changes the you know what I mean?
So
Like,
that's taking control using, and then tarot is really just giving you insight. And I think that tarot or some kind of divinatory tool is essential if you're practicing any kind of witchcraft at all. You have to have some kind of divinatory tool to make sure you're going on the right path and you're doing things correctly.
right. Do you consider I'm just really curious. What do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself a witch or a wizard?
I don't really even think about it like that. But
Yeah.
if I take a moment to think about it, then yes, because constantly, like every time I change my password or whatever, like I'll make it some really long, complicated thing with a bunch of my particular special numbers, and then I'll throw in an 11.
What's your new password?
Oh well, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that's really
Pick up
easy.
sticks.
Oh, that's a good one. Exclamation mark.
Horus equals Jesus.com.
Okay.
I do a little leet in mine.
Ah.
A little leet. Yeah,
Ace
there's
is
the
Ace
code.
is the place for
1337.
helpful hardware folks.
6, 7.
Yeah.
I mean 3, 3.
0.
Yeah, 3, 3. You got your 2, 2, 11. Those are great. But you
Ace
can
is
throw
the
them in
place
anywhere.
for helpful
So, like,
hardware folks.
the thing that you have to type every day, like when I log into my computer at work, it's a long ass fucking password, but it's something that I have to type every day. So I am a witch in that I use those tools all the time.
Interesting.
I'm using them constantly every day, all the time.
Yeah. That's a good way to integrate it into your regular life.
I mean, I'm even talking down to like the like using numerology, like because 2 for me is my personal like power number.
Don't give away too much of your password on a podcast.
It's not password
Oh, okay.
related.
Okay.
I'm all
No
about,
one would ever be able to guess my
I'm all about
password.
the
Okay.
11s. and the
So
3
watch now,
3s.
people are gonna fucking hack me. So when I go to the grocery store, the co-op, even
Yes.
I will get if I want to get like a bell pepper, I'm gonna get either 2 or none, or
Wow.
I'm gonna get 2 or 4. I'm not gonna get 3 because 2 is a magical number for me. So things in 2s or evens or whatever. Just little weird fucking things that you don't. They just become ritual every day.
This
So
kinda-
that's how you can.
Yeah.
And I created. Well, like let's see. The last time I did anything like intentionally magical was I created a sigil about. Is that a wind or someone shushing me?
Someone made the wind noise on a microphone.
Okay.
Not it.
I'm like,
Got it.
are you saying don't talk about your sigil? Because I know there's
Huh?
like weird people have weird rules about
we
like,
don't
I
have
burn
any-
mine like right afterwards.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
talked
No,
about-
I use
We
I
my
make
don't do
sigil.
that.
mistakes all the
No,
time.
I use my sigil to
I
curse
talked
Greg
about and
Hoffman.
showed around
I'm
my
very
servitor
obvious
when I
about
should have
that. I
thrown
talk
it
about
away a
that all the
couple days
time.
ago.
Fuck that Kansas City bitch. He don't know hip hop traffic.
I made a sigil like probably about 6 months ago, and I've been using it. I've been putting it on certain objects that represent certain things that I want. It was a really generic type of thing,
Yeah.
but I wanted to apply it to particularly lately. It's been music because I've had this performance recently at Art Street, and
How'd that go?
it was actually really good.
Nice.
It was,
I didn't go.
we
I
played
was,
twice, and
nice.
and both times I was doing electric guitar and a looping pedal, and
Nice.
I've never really done that. I've never really done electric guitar before about like 2 or 3 months ago. I've never
Wow.
done the looping pedal. Like I've messed with it before, but I haven't really actually done it until this thing. So I was really nervous, and I thought I was gonna have horrible stage fright. But I had been putting my sigil like on top of certain like I'll put it on top of my guitar. I would kind of have it out when I'm practicing and focusing on that.
What is Art Street exactly? Just
Oh,
for
it is.
context.
Yes, for context, Art Street is a temporary installation of art installations, and then also there's a main stage where musical performers.
So it was like a street fair kind of thing.
It's actually inside a giant warehouse,
Oh, okay. Wow.
and it's over now. It ended.
It
yesterday.
ended. Yeah, it was.
It was
happening.
on an almost month-long thing. It was huge, and
Make it out next year.
make it out. I don't know if I'll do it.
It's
again.
not happening next year, but get it if you have a time
Do
machine.
your
Hey,
own.
man, it was.
Make it out to the
If
big
you're
show.
experiencing time non-linearly, then go to Art Street because you already went. And,
February
You're already
3rd through
there.
the 25th.
And you're also there right now.
2017.
And you might
Yeah.
see some interesting shit.
You know, what
Catch
you were
me
talking
outside,
about with your
February 10th
numbers.
and
Oh,
20th.
sorry. Go.
Oh, I'm announcing my past performances. Catch me outside February 10th and 20th at 7 p.m. at Art Street. And then the
Plugs.
show will be bumped to 8 p.m. on the 10th. I think you should know that if you're in this time.
That's how it happened in this history line.
Yeah, this one only.
But what were you talking about with the numerology? Me and Andrew recently went to the local OTO lodge, which
Yeah,
is the
that
Thelemic
they were
Lodge.
actually there this time.
Oh, they
Yeah.
As our previous listeners are aware, we attempted to attend an event at the OTO Lodge in another episode, but we were kind of left with our asses in the wind.
What
so to
Ordo
speak.
Templis Orialis?
Yeah, this time we
But
went
this
to a
time we
special
went,
tarot
and
class.
it was banging. There were all kinds of cool people there.
Mm-hmm.
We met some metal bro and some hipster girls and like Wicca Martha Stewart, who was running the whole thing.
Yeah,
she was
she's
cool
cool.
as shit. They like no this one hippie girl like baked a cake where she didn't know when to stop putting ingredients into it. Like it was
was a good
amazing.
cake.
It was not a good cake, but an
I liked
attempt
it.
was made.
Yeah, it was her birthday. I felt
Intent
bad
is
I
what
didn't get her a
matters.
gift,
Yeah.
but I'd never met her before.
And that guy
But we
who was
didn't know
growing
her, and
up.
we had no idea it was her birth. Gypsy was her name. Gypsy made a cake that I didn't like.
but
And
the
that,
lady who
and that guy was
What?
growing portobellos
What?
on his
What
child
do you-
carrier.
What is this?
I have to pee.
Oh, okay.
No, that
yeah,
yeah. Just
go ahead, go for it.
cut out. That's
Yeah.
what I was doing.
Yeah,
one knew.
just go for it.
No, we're not gonna.
Huh? Okay. So, okay, maybe we could take a brief break.
Let's do a breather here.
And we're back. Almost. Okay, so yeah, so we were talking. Me and Andrew went to that 418 lodge, and they were open this time. And here's what some of the stuff that we learned because we went to a tarot class there they were holding. And one of the things we learned there is that the first 6 of the, what's it called? The cards that are just numbered?
The
Minor-
Arcana?
minor
The
Arcana?
The trumps,
Minor Arcana or the pips.
the pips. Yeah.
Is that aces represent a beginning, a new energy, taking initiative with a true possibility. So if you have a card like that, whether it's the cups, wands, swords, or
Inspiration
Pinnacles.
from the source.
yeah, and then the 2s represent dualism, polarity, balance, unity, allowing the universe to guide you. The 3s represent Saturn, magic, Trinity, finishing the first chapter, fertile ground, and trusting the universe's guidance. The 4s represent stability and structure, solid and unshakable, a reality check. The 5s represent the human experience, the number of man, challenges or crises, growing beyond the limits of 4s. And 6s represent success, taking a loving approach, balance. Yeah. So that's kind of what we learned, right?
Can I just say personally, if I'm actually doing a hex, I think the 5 of Swords is inspirational because at least the Rider Thwaite image is people dropping their swords on the battlefield and the other guy picking them up. So like having dominion or something.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So yeah, that's what we learned there. What'd you think of the experience, Andrew?
I had fun. I had a good time at the thing. It was it's nice to get out of your element sometimes and go see what other magical people's approach is, which was really the most I got out of it. One of the things I found a little bit kind of off about the whole experience was well, our sensei, as you will, was a paid fortune teller.
Uh-huh.
And being a paid fortune teller, I feel like she felt like she would not get repeat business if she had a lot of bad news to break to people. So even when the interpretation of a particular card might have been negative, she really, really felt compelled to put a positive spin on stuff that really, really didn't have one in spite of her attempts to make a valid interpretation of
She
said
tried
card.
to put like a golden calf in everyone's yard.
It was like a golden calf in everyone's yard, and like I felt like it really like. No, I mean fortune telling. Sometimes you got to break bad news to people. Like that is part of the idea behind, like, if I'm going to be the person to wield magic powers, part of that is having to tell people that maybe shit isn't as good as they thought because you can see something that they can't, or you were able to divine something from the cards that they couldn't. That's why they need a fortune teller. If bad stuff is in the fucking pipes for you, it's your responsibility to tell them.
And maybe I guess the logic would be, oh, well, if I tell the person good things are going to happen, that's going to make it so the bad things don't happen or they won't notice them as hard.
But that's not what the cards told them.
yeah.
I think one of the original roles of the mystic is to like help the folks like see their path and like what trials they may encounter.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would like prefer a wait, one second. Yeah, I would prefer to get like the straight skinny on something, you know. I wouldn't mind someone telling me like, "Hey, this doesn't look." Actually, you know what? That would freak me out.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to give her any more of your money.
Well, it's more like no, I think I'd be kind of freaked out to go back to that person.
Yeah.
Did she
exactly.
Did she talk about her methods to any great detail?
She mostly went over the cards and what they meant. That was mainly her thing. When she went around to all the groups doing their three card readings, she was kind of doing like a docent thing, so we could get some insight onto what her personal methods were.
Just three cards, no diagram.
No, it was the most sugar-coated version of tarot I think we could have hoped for.
Mm-hmm. And we were kind of wanting something a little edgy, I guess.
Maybe it was just us.
Yeah. Courtney, have you ever had experience with the OTO here in Sacramento?
No, I haven't. But I was actually going to say something about your sugarcoating experience. So she only went over 1 through 6.
Yeah.
Why didn't she go over the rest? 7 through 10.
That was already an hour and a half of lecture.
It's volume 2 in
Those
her
are in depth.
compact
Because
disc.
there's certain ones that are not, because all the ones you're pretty much all the descriptions you just gave are like really like positive, and it's not. So like like you said, the 3. What did 3 mean?
There was one of those 3s where she was like, "Oh, this means that," and I was like, "That ain't what that card
Three
means.
of-
That's a heart
three of-
with arrows through it,
3 of swords.
motherfucker." Yeah.
It is a form of is it? No, she would say
So
it
what you
would
say
mean,
about 3s?
finishing the first chapter, fertile ground, trusting the universe's guidance, Trinity.
Right.
Okay, so
right.
there's a card so any tarot card could be reversed.
Uh-huh.
So if she wasn't reversing the cards either, that's not great. Because you have to represent the duality of nature.
Uh-huh.
So you have to, when you are shuffling cards, you should always have them. Some of them should be reversed, upside down.
Duality of nature, you mean creative and destructive tendencies?
Right.
Okay.
So there's negative and positive. So it sounds like she's only giving you the positives. Especially when I heard 3s, I was like, oh, come on. Like when the card you're talking about is the three of swords.
Yeah.
And that is 3 swords stuck in a heart.
Yeah.
That is the symbol. So that's just one of many I can think of, but that's just one, and that means
ain't-
betrayal.
That ain't a good card to get.
It is a
yeah,
bad
exactly.
card. So
And she was just like, "This means that thing," and I'm like, "That
can
ain't
put a
what that
positive
meant."
spin on a lot of
I had a
different
real
things.
witch give me my full set reading back in 2007, and she told me what that card meant, and I should have looked out for Warren back then, but I didn't. And if I had, I would have fucking known. And now I got fucking scars in the back of my head, and his ass is rotting in jail.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what that fucking card means. So for that so-called expert to fucking lay it down like she was, like I just scoff at that.
Warren got dealt the Death Eye dog.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to fucking look at Warren's cards right now. I would not want to see that reading.
I don't know who Warren is, but we always have to look out for potential dangers, and this is all divinatory, so it's all potential. It's not set in stone. When you get a future card, and it's a warning. So if something negative comes up, it's very important to tell the person, look at this and pay attention and beware. That's what
I was not being aware.
See what
I was not
countermeasures
nearly
are
aware
available.
enough.
All right. Well, here's some tips I have for the using the tarot, and this is from biddytarot.com, BIDDYTAROT.com. Let's see what we think of these tips, guys. Number 1 is make a commitment to yourself to keep it simple. Stick to simple spreads, simple meanings, and simple techniques. You'll find your confidence grows immensely when you keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Number 2, look to your everyday life for personal examples of tarot cards. What cards best describe your day-to-day? What card represents your best friend? Make it personal. 3, use simple 1 to 3 card tarot spreads. That's what we're going to do on the show tonight. You'll be pleasantly surprised about how much insight you can gain from just a 1 card reading as well.
Oh Lord.
And 4, the best way to learn tarot and create a personal connection with the tarot is to draw a card a day. Ask the tarot each day, what might I experience today? At the end of the day, match up what happened throughout the day and what you know of the tarot card you drew. That's something that I do. I have a deck of Wildwood tarot cards, which are like druidic looking cards.
Oh man, and she was all about your deck. She was like,
Oh, she loved my
man,
deck.
She was so hot.
She was
your
all on my
dude.
deck. That
Oh
What a
my
beautiful
God. Oh
deck.
my God, she was so hot on your deck. Like there was that one guy who was just like feeling all butthurt because he wasn't the sexy deck, and they're like he was sexy deck last week, and he kept going,
Man.
hey, I brought that
You're-
deck you really liked again.
Your,
Yeah.
your deck was so
I brought that
patio
deck you
hot.
really liked. I got that same
the
deck
fuck
you
are
were.
you guys going?
No, we
What
went
is
to
this
the
place?
We went to this place, and we
know Aleister Crowley's religion,
just have
Tilma?
young
It was their
Mark-
lodge.
We didn't just have 90s Mark Maron. We had current Mark Maron too.
Yeah.
There were both aging hipster bros there, and one of them just kept telling the teacher like, "Hey, I brought that cool deck you liked last week," but she was all hot on Adam's deck this week. Like she was like, "I don't care about your deck anymore. The new guy has a much sexier deck, and I want to look at that."
I was just thinking, like, I don't-
he
Yeah, spread that
and he
deck
was-
out for me.
He was not feeling it. He was like, well, I'm just gonna sit over here and do the most advanced spread of cards that I can. And like you look over at him, he's got like 12 cards out on the floor in front of him, and he's like, look what I'm doing. I'm doing all this stuff over here. And she's like, that's nice.
Looks like
There's
a-
some people over here who are sticking with this week's class, and
Like
I'm
a
going to talk to
hexagene
them
diagram.
some more. Yeah, that guy was great. He was. Wait, was he?
Oh, we also passed a drum around the whole time.
Yeah, we were playing a drum. That was
sound-
cool.
that sounds awesome.
Was he 90s Mark Maron, or he was 90s Mark Maron?
I don't know which guys.
Well, one
we
was old Mark, one was current Mark Maron, and one was 90s Mark Maron, and that's what I was calling them both. Because this is a podcast, and we should reference another podcast on this podcast.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
what the
I have a
fuckers? What the?
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why
You want to
here.
plug
You
your?
want to plug your podcast?
Go ahead. Put a plug in.
Plug it.
It's weird. This is weird timing for me to come on this podcast because mine is currently on hiatus.
About to not be though, right? You're
About
gonna restart
to
it.
relaunch.
So why don't you just tell us what to look out for?
Okay, you can look out for some fun, some thrills.
What's it called?
It's called How to Be Human.
How to be human, and where can
Nice.
people listen to this?
That's the problem. Is that
We don't
the
know.
relaunch is going to involve a website.
Okay.
And I don't have the URL. figured
So
out
look
just
for
yet.
let's just be human.com or whatever.
If you're a user of Facebook, which I hear is a pretty popular social media platform these days,
Hey,
On the rise.
You
You
know
have
what?
one of
I
those?
actually had put a curse on the guy who started that website.
that's fine.
So we are very familiar
Okay.
with Facebook
So you've heard
on
of
this
it. Okay,
show.
cool.
Yes.
So as long as you know what that is, you can look up the fan page for How to Be Human. It's just How to Be Human dash the podcast.
And what's your topic or not topic? But what's the
subject. of
Subject,
the
yes.
podcast.
Yeah, well, the name makes it sound pretentious as fuck, but really, I'm not telling you how to be human. It's me having just artists, creative types, people that are into philosophical, esoteric. It's a kind of a blend of art, but and music, and also the esoteric and the occult. So
Nice.
I
That
haven't
sounds really
I haven't
awesome.
been able
I
to
wanna-
really- yeah, I have not been able to dig in too much into it yet. I've just gotten started, and then I had to take a long break because I was doing music stuff and doing the performance thing. Now
Right.
I'm getting jump back into it. It's going to be my baby again because it is my life's work has just begun with that. So that is going to be relaunching in about 2 months from now ish. I'm going to do a bunch of interviews.
God, it's so long.
I know.
Well, if you're listening to this
I'm
2
gonna do a
months
bunch
from
of
now.
interviews.
I have to wait to hear these wonderful sounds in the
There
magic
is
box.
one available currently. It's just all over the place, fucked up.
Is
You
it
don't wanna
inside
hear
of a
it.
magic box?
It's on SoundCloud.
I don't want to
Well, that's
listen
magic.
to one episode without a follow-up
No, you
episode.
really
What if
don't.
I
You wanna
like
wait
it?
for
the Sound.
Yeah,
relaunch.
what if I like it? And
So
then
just
I'll
be
have something
patient,
to
or
go
even
with.
just forget about it. Like
I'm gonna
that's-
call mine Sound Magic.
This is the sigil.
Look out
You're
for
gonna
sound
forget
magic.
about it, and then later it'll pop up in your existence,
In your top news feed.
in your newsfeed. Literally though.
All right.
Yeah.
This is something else here on the tips. It says one of the easiest ways to understand what a tarot card means is to look at the picture. What is happening? Why is it happening? What's the moral of the story? I think that's a really fun way to do tarot is just don't bother looking up the meanings, just go by the pictures. What do you think about that?
I think that you need to have a lot of information about the occult and esoteric and astrology and all this other shit if you're going to do that, because especially with the Rider-Waite tarot deck, which is pretty much that's the standard.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That
have
it
we
has
talked about
filled
different
with-
kinds of decks here? Like we've
That's
mentioned.
the Rider.
We talked about
You
our,
got
all
the
of our
Rider.
decks.
Okay, all right, good.
all
good
of our
deal.
different beautiful decks we have.
Mm-hmm.
But the standard, I call it the standard. The Rider-Waite is the standard for me. But I mean, even that, it's very simple and straightforward. But it's got all these little esoteric symbols in it, and if you know what those mean, then you will have a lot more that you're going to pull from it. Otherwise, you look at it, you've never seen it before. You might gain some of that, but you might not be that type of
Yeah, there
intuitive
was
person.
a thing that happened when what's her face was doing the threes. She was like, you'll notice that this card features an X on it, and I point out, I'm like, no, that all the cards in this suit have an X in them.
Yeah.
That's not just this one. Look, all
That's
of them
why
have
the pulling
that.
one a day
Yeah.
is really good. I think not just to look at it and say what does this mean as opposed to what happened in my day, but also to look at it and study it. and like what do all these symbols represent, so that when you are using it later, you're just pulling from the collective unconscious and your own subconscious mind, because you've already like absorbed that.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I did like a 2-pull for the hell of it, you know. I had like gone through the deck and thought, okay, all these cards, here's a brief meaning in my head, but I pulled Death and the Fool, and so the archetype of those
major
two,
arcana.
the archetype of those two reminded me was the Punchinello or the knife juggler or an assassin. So it's the Fool is like a clown, and Death is, you know, so I thought, okay, I got to look out for an assassin. And so I just made some tea to calm down, and I felt a lot better.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're not going to
It
know
gave me
when
a-
he
you gotta-
strikes,
you,
but
you
you know
can't
you'll be
trip
relaxed
yourself out
when he
too
does.
much. Although getting into kind of like the right fervor certainly helps. Doing some exercises, breathing, whatnot.
I was thinking tonight we should do a 3-card spread for some
You
of
wanna
us.
use yours?
I'm just shuffling mine right now because since we're talking about tarot, I'm just like, oh yeah, I have my cards with me.
who is
Would
actually
you do a
having
reading for me?
You want the reading for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do one for Max.
Okay.
All right,
All right, so
It's Max's time to shine.
here we go.
and that is the
Did
Max's time to
you,
shine segment.
Do we have
of
a
our
drum that I can go grab out of a closet around here?
Oh no, you could you could do ham bone or something, or you know, I could put some on in the background and post.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm gonna have you do my deck, if that's okay.
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 Because it's very personal to me, and it's only when I've
This is-
ever used. I don't use anything.
What
else.
is- what is this
This is
deck
the
I'm
Cosmic
using?
Tarot. It has all the major, regular 78 cards
78,
that the
okay.
standard has. So it's all the same. It just has different imagery.
Shuffled. Should I shuffle it?
Shuffle the fuck out of it. It's all in order right now.
All right.
So
Here we go.
you have to respect the reverse meaning.
Oh, is that what you do? Is you put your cards in order every time?
You always want to reorder them, because
It reasserts.
every time you have a new person. So while you're doing that, Max, if you can just keep in mind a theme that you want maybe some insight on. Don't say like, should I do such and such?
My theme's going to be conquest.
Well, don't. Okay.
Does he have to pick a new theme now that
The,
he
the,
no,
the
you don't-
theme is going to be Conquest of the Planet of the Apes,
Well,
starring Ricardo Montalban.
it should be personal to you, and it should be, something you want some insight on
Okay.
in
I'm
your
just going
life.
to keep it to myself.
Keep
then.
it to yourself, yeah.
But for the purpose of the show, once we've done, maybe he can reveal it then.
Sure.
And because I'm a weed head and I forget, I do have to look up some of the meanings sometimes.
That's all
There are
right.
7-8 fucking
All right.
cards.
I've been
We're,
shuffling.
we're trying to
I'm
just
not-
be
I'm not an
wizards. This
expert,
isn't about
okay?
the title of the show is "Let's Just Be Wizards,"
Yeah, I'm
not
just
"We're
here.
expert wizards."
You learn by doing.
I'm
Yeah.
just here. I didn't go to school.
Man, that deck is cool. So it's the Cosmic Tarot.
Yeah, I love this deck. It's really, that's the High Priestess on the cover there.
Wow.
And
the Hoostess.
The models they used for the pictures are really 90s cool,
they
I
did
feel like.
use some actual like pop idols.
wearing
from the past. Like,
Jinkos and
there's,
smoking cigarettes.
Who does the Empress? Is someone famous?
Someone
All right.
who wore Jinkos and smoked
I
cigarettes.
shuffled that pretty good now.
Okay.
Go to Sabaro.
and then I'm
We're gonna
gonna-
go down to
okay, we don't
Sabaro
have
with our Jinkos and
platform
smoke a
here.
couple
All right,
cigarettes.
we're getting ready to
But we want
conduct
I want you
the
to
ceremony.
Also cut it, please.
Should I move my mic?
Just no. I mean, unless it's in your face. Just cut the deck anywhere. And then put that on top. Okay. So what I'm doing is just pulling the top 3 cards after Max has had a moment with them.
A
gonna interpret
splendid
them.
moment.
We already have a reverse card. And it is reverse strength. We have the 10 of Pentacles upright. Ooh, and then 9 of Pentacles. We got some money going on here. Money influences.
Maybe I
or
didn't shuffle it
success,
enough.
Some kind.
Don't doubt the tarot, man.
Okay.
No, yeah. There's so that actually is that's the depiction of the woman I was just talking about. What's her name? Oh god.
So we got Vanity.
Anyway.
This Vanity
Looks
guy.
like Elizabeth Taylor.
I
A
forget.
young Elizabeth Taylor.
And
It'll-
the wary,
it'll-
the wary maiden.
It'll actually tell
He
me,
can
but I'll
tell
look that up
you.
in a second. So
Okay.
I'm
Or
just,
Lydia Lunch.
I'll read it out of the book real quick, but I'll give you my personal view on it
Proceed.
afterwards. So strength reversed is a show of strength, not real strength. Show of strength with fear and insecurity behind it, fear of failure, or feeling physically drained. So I'm not going to go into it yet. I'm just going to read them off and then I'm going to
Go ahead.
explain. So then we have the 10 of Pentacles.
Pentacles.
The 10 of... Hold on a second, please. So the 10 of Pentacles upright is... Hold on.
The man looks very grand.
Riches. Yeah, no, this is definitely like you're gonna get some fucking money, like something's coming out of this, but it's good. It's let's see. Riches, inheritance, corporate prosperity,
Yeah.
family money, a windfall, or a large sum of money gained. So
Nice.
this one is you're not getting out of it. It's gonna involve some kind of compensation of some sort.
Okay.
There's no way around that.
It's
You
a
can't-
bounce.
It can't be interpreted in any other way. But I'm not going I'm not going into it until I read all of them. So then there's the 9 of Pentacles, which means financially taken care of, buying something new, solitary affluence. You see, she's by herself in her house, like enjoying her shit. Love of home and gardens. Spending money on home, real estate, or office.
So,
Ooh.
just
So-
a quick
Now
question.
I know where your money's
Does this
going.
mean I'm gonna marry a rich MILF?
No, unfortunately.
Oh,
Usually, with the minor arcana cards, okay. So the 1 through 10 of the minor arcana cards, the pips, as you guys are calling them, those represent situational things,
okay.
and the court cards, which are prince, princess, king, and queen, or the trumps. I hate that word, so we'll say
One is different from those.
that the first card we pulled is a major arcana card,
Yeah.
but the court cards in each
It's like a different degree.
in
of-
each cups, wands, pentacles, help me. Suit.
Staves.
In each suit. So in each suit, the court cards represent actual people or archetypes of people. Like so a personification of someone. Whereas the 9 of Pentacles, even though there's a woman, and the 10 of Pentacles, there's some dude. Like those don't represent people. And then the major arcana represents archetypes of the world, not
Oh,
people.
wow, like-
So
Yeah, okay.
okay, so after that brief dissertation on fucking everything about tarot. So when I'm looking at this, you can either look at like past, present, future, or you can combine them all. I don't like past, present, future. I think it's silly because time's not linear. But that's
Bam.
That's
and
another
time's
episode.
different to everybody. I just think
And
we're
yeah.
all made of dinosaur dust and stars and stuff.
So strength reversed was the first card we pulled. So that's a show of vanity. Perhaps this, just looking at the spread overall, you could say that maybe like if you can overcome a show of vanity, or not even show of it, vanity's stupid to say. Maybe your pride is getting in the way of a financial abundance that you could be experiencing. Or some kind of, it doesn't necessarily have to be financial. Although the 10 of Pentacles is pretty
Something like you
pretty-
don't have to showboat to be successful.
right. It's kind of giving you the advice of like get out of your own way sort of thing, and you can
Okay.
experience success.
Yeah.
Well,
and
money is the
abundance.
tackiest thing you can talk about,
Yeah,
really,
well,
at the
I
end
like
of
to
the
just
day.
say
I mean,
abundance because
yeah,
it could
okay,
be
so
a
Max
symbol
is
of
going to be
success.
Max is about to be making a whole lot of money or something like that. What a tacky topic.
Do I
we
smell
just
a hint
landed
of
on.
jealousy?
Oh,
here,
really? Oh, that's what you think it is? I'm doing fine, Adam.
Drew? Sorry.
You don't hear me talk about it
well,
would be the
actually,
difference.
what it's saying is that his pride could be getting in the way of that in his life
Oh,
as a
God.
female.
Do I have
Can
to
we
go
just
rag
talk-
on
it's
my lion
Oh,
cubs
like
then
I
if my
don't
pride
think
is getting
Max
in the
likes
way?
us talking about his bank account. That is some tacky shit, man. Like I just the nature of this topic is making me just cringe.
Well, then how about if I say abundance?
Abundance. There we
Success.
go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Creativity.
If I keep
This
it-
monetary
keep it loose.
association.
I like
is
the money
just-
thing. I like it because it's
No,
like
it
real
makes
life.
sense. Yeah. You can put it puts it into perfect
You
real
want to be
life
rich
context.
in life's blood.
I want Max to get rich.
I would love to see Matt have a fat bankroll. I just don't want to talk about it.
Well, then we'll be vague and we'll say abundance. We'll say that if you can get out of your own way, what
Okay.
this thing is saying anyway, is that if you can get out of your own way in terms of like
I just need a rich MILF to straighten me out.
Well, that goes into the Nine of Pentacles, right?
Kind of.
the Nine of Pentacles is not like I said. It's not a person. It's a situational.
A situation involving
Kind
a
of
person.
Stifler's
No,
mom
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
situation.
sort of.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no person.
Why is she not looking out the window, I wonder?
You would be her in this situation actually.
Ooh,
Well,
Oh, all right.
I've got.
Nice.
You'd be
Max is looking pretty good.
he is.
Hold
You
on
would
a
be
minute.
feeling
Kind of like Wonder
comfortable.
Woman.
Hey,
You would be
Max.
feeling
does look like
comfortable
Wonder
in your
Woman.
living
A lot like
situation.
Wonder Woman.
Well, hot damn.
Feeling
That's a nice
comfortable in your
spread.
living
That's not.
situation.
That's not too bad. No.
Yeah. How in your living situation? Are you still moving out?
I'm in the process of that. I got to find the right place. Although there's a lot of conservatives in Auburn where I work, and they're old and they're kind of rich. So why would they rent? That's like most of the population that lives there.
Maybe that's the
Old people.
I
Oh.
Old people kind of scare
Just
me.
let yourself move in with Uncle Moneybags, Max.
Uncle Money. Okay. That's like the
We're
Macaulay
not-
Culkin
we're not-
movie that
we're
was
not
never
talking
made.
About money. We're talking about abundance.
Yeah,
And feeling comfortable in one's home environment.
in with Uncle Abundance.
So if you can just
Uncle
get the fuck
Abundance
over yourself
bags.
and your
Yes.
fear of geriatrics.
I think. See, I'm looking from left to right, and I'm thinking, okay, this is like a journey.
yeah, it is. It's and
So
not
strength. Sometimes the chips are down, but you got to think what you already have. You know that you're bound, and you know where that's going, where your calm
right. Yes,
shores
that's
are.
a really good way of looking at it. Like, okay, so yeah, if you can kind of act in this way with the because it's not just about his finances. It's he's got confidence and he's like
Yeah,
then you can get to a
and
place
he's got
of
a
comfort.
sick fucking cape too.
He does
so-
look pretty badass. The Ten of Pentacles is like I'm here
The Thin White Duke.
and I'm gonna.
Well, I'm the vampire, and I'm standing kind of in the light, but I don't disintegrate because I'm wearing lots of sunblock with sulfur in it.
Can we do one for Drew?
What are these ones
Yeah.
I just pulled?
Oh,
the
you
Rider
want
Waite
me to
deck?
interpret what you pulled?
Yeah.
Okay, that works. But okay, can you? Because it's all backwards.
Turn the cards around.
Turn them around.
Andrew is pulled from the Rider Waite tarot deck.
I've got one of those. It's
Can you
passable.
see them from
Can you
there?
just-
We can,
Can
push
you
them
just
closer.
tell me what? Help me. Thank you. You pulled this one first.
That one first.
Looks like you got two. Oh, okay. You've got an upside down Queen of Wands, an upside down Page of Wands, and a right side up Two of Staffs. Is that what's
Two of Wands.
Two of
yeah.
Wands?
So you got all this air energy.
Huh?
You got all this air energy wands.
Hmm.
So wands.
Yeah,
wands represent,
I'm very up in the air right
wands
now.
represent air, which is very like kind of go with whatever. But you got some reversals, so I'm gonna have to look at those up. Again.
Those are always good, right?
reverse cards.
Yeah, those are always good, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's what
We
they told
talked
us at
about
our
this.
class.
It's so- you want the bad.
Mm-hmm.
We want the bad.
I can take it.
By the way, on your last card there, it actually in the book it actually says "comfortable home." That's the abbreviation for that.
See, Max, and you're moving out, and you're all worried, but look, you're gonna be rich and have a nice,
I'm bringing
comfortable
my
home.
confidence with me, and we also kind of have cool curtains. So I might meet Wonder Woman.
And look at the
She
view
might
on
be
that
40,
card. You can
but
see
that's
the
not too
castle.
bad.
Schmilfs.
Okay, so Queen of Wands.
Just tell me how I'm doomed already,
Okay.
would you?
So reverse Queen of Wands. This card refers to a talented but scattered woman. Now, remember, the court cards represent actual people in your life.
Okay.
So, this card refers to a talented but scattered woman who overextends herself constantly and then panics at the pressure she's under. Because she is not grounded and organized, she is often harried, irritable, and late for appointments. She can become frantic about small annoyances, even to the point of hysteria. Her anger and tears arise spontaneously under stress. She tends to talk fast and may do most of the talking in a conversation without listening well.
I don't know anyone like
now,
that.
I'm sorry to also say that just because it's a woman doesn't mean that it's not. It also can't represent an aspect of yourself.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
No, that makes way more sense. So that
so-
represents
so-
my inner bitch that I am constantly
But
channeling.
we're on a path. We're
No,
not done
that's
yet.
fine. No,
We're not
that's
done
fine.
yet.
That makes way more sense because the only person I know like that is myself. I don't know anyone like that. Like, I'm like, well, I know one person like that, but it ain't someone I know, you know.
Okay, so then
What else you got?
Then we got the Page of Wands, which is also the Prince of Wands.
Reversed, yes.
And it's reversed. So it normally would mean energy. He's an energetic dude. But in a reverse meaning, it says you may delay a trip.
Lazy Dynamo.
It's basically like the repression of energy, enthusiasm, spark, whatever. It's being repressed somehow in your life.
Yeah.
But I'll read it out of the book again. You may delay a trip or a change of residence and other combination cards, but we don't have a whole lot of those. That there's nothing in here that would indicate a trip or whatever. So you could become here. They're using the same exact fucking words. You could become irritable and scattered.
Oh.
What? So what? Like,
because of
so
time.
what?
No. It's okay. I'm giving it to you straight, man.
Yeah, no, like, this isn't news, though.
No, I think I'm laughing at the fact that
Yeah.
it's like the exact same
That's-
words that they
no,
just
no,
use
that-
irritated
that
and
it's just
scattered.
and we've been hanging out with this guy for an hour, so this is all painfully obvious already.
No, no. Okay, so it says you could become irritable and scattered because of time constraints.
I have had enough of this.
An
Would you just get to the fucking chase?
An
Oh my god!
Impatient, pushy man. Impatient, pushy man.
Would you just cut to the chase already?
It's a process and she's going through it, you know. She did me already.
God, let me out of here!
Oh, man.
And then you have the Two of Wands.
Yeah. It's my twos.
I got two wands,
Wands.
one on my left and one on my right.
I like the card from my deck for this because look at this guy. He's like about to
Little
go fight
Lord
a bull.
Fauntleroy.
He's about to go fight a fucking bull.
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
But-
it's like
That's why I looked at this and I'm like, wait, what is this
like
one?
the
I see the two
Starface
wands.
guy is
Like,
a
I'm like,
bullfighter.
wait, where's the bullfighting man? Okay, so this is actually that's the upright meaning, and this so we have some good up in there. And then actually, this card means collaboration.
Yeah, I
so
know.
it's creative collaboration, which is the wands represent air, but also creativity and collaboration. Maybe
Like what you have to do right
maybe
now.
Right.
what? Okay, so can I just tell you what
Okay,
what I
yeah.
immediately feel about this?
All right, yeah, what's that?
I'm not even gonna go into the meaning of this fucking card. We don't need to go there. I'm done reading shit. This is telling me like totally that it's very obvious what this is right now. That your place in this collaboration is to be this fucking pushy, angry person. I'm not kidding. I think that's what this means. It means that you maybe you feel because this one is about repression.
Yeah.
So you might feel like you need to repress this shit.
Uh-huh.
But I see it as like you are
Just get it out
this
there,
is
yeah.
the way that you collaborate.
Okay.
And that it's actually helpful for the collaboration because the upright meaning of that card is
that's
very
good. That's
positive
positive.
collaboration.
Yeah, I
I
like
mean,
this.
I am doing the whole positive spin
accurate
thing.
reading. No,
but
accurate reading, I would say.
I'm not gonna, if it was if it was all fucked up shit, I would tell you. Like,
No,
there's
it's
some fucked
not.
up
No,
shit going
yeah,
on,
it
but
is, but that's okay. You did.
I thought we were going somewhere south, and then
yeah,
when I realized it was collaboration, I was like, oh, duh.
because
what we're
why?
doing right
Because
now.
why?
This is
Because friendship is magic.
oh.
You, in this show, you fit your role very well, man.
Oh,
We're glad you can do
Yeah,
it.
glad-
you know.
I
an
totally,
angry
I
person
totally phoned
sometimes.
in the news this week. I did not do any work.
No, you did a
Hey,
good
and then
thing.
look what
I did barely any,
synchronistically I
so-
found news that I
Better than
didn't.
me.
That wasn't that helpful. to
It
be
wasn't.
honest,
No, it
but,
wasn't. Stupid.
All right.
But we got a new sponsor because of it, so it's
Yeah,
good.
true.
Yeah.
Shout out to that hotel.
Whatever that hotel's
That one
name was,
hotel.
the
If
official
you wanna
hotel of
rewind
Let's
and-
Just Be Wizards.
If you want to rewind and listen to it, then go ahead and do that now. You can find out who our sponsor was.
All right. And let's see. How about I
turn?
kind of want to do it to you.
Ooh.
So I'm going to get my Wildwood Tarot
Am I gonna be
deck.
Oh, that is
No,
such a
This
cool
is exciting.
thing.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
to shuffle though?
You have to shuffle them. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Adam's
I'm
going to do
doing-
some magic here.
I'm
that
doing
I can't
reversed
wait
as
to-
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it
I
all.
don't shuffle like with tarot. I'm very like this kind of shuffling.
Yeah,
I like to
good.
plug your cards up.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't want to like do the kind of make them fly around in a circle like, ooh, magic.
This is kind of how I. Also, I kind of want. I guess I kind of want to think about. Maybe I don't need to think about a theme. Maybe I'll just let it be. Don't make a Beatles reference, please.
I'll try not to, but it's so hard with their beautiful music that inspires me every day. Just get that White Album on. And
I'd like to hide.
Rocky Raccoon
Ooh.
is a
Tell
really
you
underrated
right.
song. I think
Da,
it's
da, da,
one of the
da.
best songs ever written.
what about Helter Skelter, Shiggy Shaggy Boo Boo, Helter Skelter now. That's a pretty good one too, right?
Not. I don't like Helter Skelter.
Looking through
really.
a glass
I'm not a
onion.
big fan. Of
Jink, jink. Yeah, okay. That was like the White Album was the album by the Beatles that got me into the Beatles.
that. Same.
I was like,
Same.
oh, they're getting trippy and experimental, cool. And he's screaming a lot. All right, are you ready?
I'm still. I don't feel it yet. So hold on a second.
Okay,
I, need
yeah.
to, I didn't talk amongst
I don't
yourselves.
like the
Look.
Beatles.
I'm trying to empty my
I
mind.
really
Talk
don't
amongst
like the
yourselves.
Beatles. I
don't
really
either,
don't
man.
like the Beatles.
Talk about the Beatles. Thank you.
I don't
I
like
really
it much
think
either.
like
Aleister Crowley's on a Beatles album cover. Did you know that, Andrew?
yeah,
Okay, sorry.
they put tons of people on that album cover.
He made this short.
But he was a cardboard cutout of himself,
Uh-huh.
so that doesn't count.
I think Marx was
Like,
on
dude,
it,
you
right?
were on that.
Yeah.
You were on that album cover.
Rest
You don't
I
even
was,
know
but-
it. Like that's the thing. Like, have you looked at every single person?
Mark's mind
on,
magic.
on Sergeant General Pepper.
Yeah.
He was that dog-faced guy from Star Fox
Uh-huh.
who hired Star Fox because C. Andros had taken over the Lilat system.
General Pepper.
And, yeah, General
Bloodhound.
Pepper. Yeah, he's like a
All
bloodhound.
right, the cards have been shuffled by Courtney, and I'm going to turn them over just like this.
All right, here we go.
You have the Journey card, number 13. It's a
Ooh.
raven that's pecking meat off of a deer skull.
That ain't from the regular.
As I wander,
Oh, no, this is the Wildwood Tarot.
This is some extra cards. I don't believe in this.
You have the Two of Arrows reversed, which is injustice. It shows a woman with arrows sticking in her chest. And you have the Stag, which shows a really cool half man, half stag guy with a war drum.
I
in
want
his
to
hand.
look at
Exuberance.
that. I want to see that guy.
He looks like a
Let me see
druid.
that guy.
He
Oh, you
looks
want
kind of
to
like
say
a
that?
druid to
I'm
me.
already feeling the meanings here.
You are? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's
I'm
cool.
feeling number 2.
Oh man, that guy's cool. Look at his shield. He's got that tree on his shield.
I wanna-
That guy's
can I
ready
see-
to fight.
Is
That
that,
guy's
is
got-
that Yggdrasil on the shield?
No, he's just got like a fursuit head on and an awesome robe.
Okay, so
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
the first one you drew, the Journey, which is the raven or the crow pecking at
I
that
wouldn't want to
skull.
cash him outside.
Many
Real
misinterpretations.
Lord of the Leaves right
I
there.
actually have a personal meaning for him, so let's hear what Book says first.
Okay. On one level, death does translate to a simple expression of change, but however profound, extreme, and cleansing that change may be, that reading simply does not deal with the core experience and meaning of this card. It's not about death, guys. There's a lot of taboo surrounding death, particularly in the West, mainly instilled by the Christian Church's use of concepts such as eternal damnation. But faint echoes of celebration of a life successfully reaching the end of its journey are still found. However, in the concept of the wake, where people drink and sing in joyous revelry, I don't know. There's a lot of text about this thing. It's a metaphor for the cycle of change and death and rebirth, right?
Kind of like the death card. I mean, it's a 13.
Yeah.
So that's the death card in the regular.
Okay,
deck.
so maybe you know a little bit more about that.
Death is in a good card actually. It means rebirth, new beginnings.
Yeah.
Letting go of the old. I'm having Pluto is actually transiting my ascendant right now, which means I'm shedding old ways constantly in my life right now.
Nice. So the next one you got was the Gooby, please. Wow. The Two of Arrows and Justice is what
Uncle
the card
Dolan.
says. So the meaning is the scales of natural justice have been skewed by false judgments, ignorance, or arrogance, sitting in judgment with unbalanced scales to an untrue premise. However ardently or sincerely will not prevail. The bow is broken and useless through prejudice and misuse. And it's reversed.
Wait.
I'm
We
feeling
actually
that right now in my life.
We landed on this whether we wanted to or not with that card.
Yeah?
It had to come up. No, it had to come up. How many downvotes you think this episode's gonna get?
Oh, man.
How many fucking downvotes? No, let's put the wagers on right now.
Well,
Say a
there is
number.
a
Max, how many
person we
downvotes
know
you think this
that-
show's gonna get?
None, I hope.
We all know that actively messes with our page and stuff. I don't think is he worth mentioning though at all?
Well,
I
it's
think
gonna.
that
It's
it just
coming.
adds
It's
to
He's
that
kind of a
person's
menace.
Energy, and if it's a negative energy, then you're just giving it more power.
well.
we have a mutual acquaintance who sucks.
We need to do a binding on this person. Actually, I think we should do a group binding.
That's,
We need to protect him from himself, I think, at this
There's
point.
no
That's
telling what
honestly
kind of
the only. Honestly, we would be doing him a favor by binding him
Yeah.
because he's gonna keep spinning his wheels and doing stupid shit if we don't.
All right. So,
But let's go into that card, please.
oh yeah, Two of Arrows and Justice.
Just
If
a
it's
little-
reversed, does that mean that you that it's justice? What does a reversal mean for this
Do you
guy?
have a reverse meaning in your spread?
I do not in my book.
So what I see this as, if it's reversed, would be whatever the meaning of it is. Which just can you briefly state it again?
Yeah, the scales of natural justice have been skewed by false judgments, ignorance, or arrogance. Sitting in judgment with unbalanced scales is to an untrue premise. However, ardently or sincerely will not prevail. The bow is broken and useless though through prejudice and misuse.
So what I see this as like somebody who's been wronged. There's been an injustice that's been done to somebody, in this case me, and now I'm taking my power back because it's reversed.
Right.
That means I'm taking my power. I'm flipping the fucking script on that, so I'm taking the power back, which I've definitely that's happening in my life right now.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then the death and rebirth of the old way of thinking, which was codependent and not conducive to that.
Right, yeah. This is flipping it on its head.
I'm already like, this is rad. I like this deck a lot.
All right. The next
Very nice deck.
It is. Let's see.
Doesn't he have the sexiest deck?
I would
the
call
whole
it
class?
more pretty.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's ornate. It's an ornate deck.
It's
It's
you
one
got,
sexy deck.
and it's not just one type.
Full of
design.
veins.
It's very girthy.
Veiny.
It's large.
It's
Quite
very
large.
large.
Much larger.
Yeah.
You have the smallest deck,
I
actually.
do.
Yeah.
It's a pocket. It's pocket size.
I've got one of those too, and left
It
it.
fits in a lot of places, though.
It's-
That's
I
what's
mean, my
good
deck's
about it.
bigger than yours.
Yeah, it's meant to fit in as many places as I can put it, and it's also very sporty.
So 8, you got the stag, the forest king and guardian, half human, half animal, and all furry. The concept of forgiveness and reward are not appropriate here. They are human ideas which have no reality in natural lore. One reaps what one has sown.
Is that taking a total yiffy stand there?
I'm not a furry person, so
The stag.
Right. Me neither, and neither is anyone
You
else
mean like
here.
stag party?
Let's, and if
Oh.
you're not listening to Let's Just Be Furries, then don't listen to that podcast.
On an individual level, this may involve haunting guilt over a wrong action or a subconscious feeling of bitterness because of an unfair situation. It signifies the karmic wheel of justice that rules our basic concepts of right and wrong, the inescapable faith that justice will always be done. Yeah.
There's a lot of justice themes there.
Uh-huh. I know. This is a very interesting spread for you.
I really like that, and your interpretation is pretty good.
Yeah.
Book or whatever.
That book, well, yeah, me just looking at it, it seems to say there's going to be a rebirth, things are going to be righted, and the natural law is going to come into effect
Totally
and drop the hammer down, so to speak.
I was telling you about restoring order, was I not?
You were, yeah. We were talking about the same issue earlier today. And this, yeah, so that's cool. All right, guys.
I love that. That was really nice.
So now that we've all done some sort of tarot-y stuff, why don't we wrap the show up? So, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Let's Just Be Wizards. Next week, we will have an awesome new topic and wizard activity to cover. Please rate and review us on iTunes. It's super helpful to the show, and we will transmit infinite power to you through the ethers. If you have a suggestion for the show, be sure to send your emails care of letsjustbewizards@gmail.com, which I will check from now on, or leave your suggestions in the comment section of iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, or whatever the heck you're listening to this on. Also, if you have a book or wizardly item you want reviewed on the show, send us an email. We can provide you with a physical address to send it to. And just recently, we received the following email from Scott Kolbaba, MD, in Chicago, Illinois. He says, "My name is Dr. Scott Kolbaba, and I have been a physician in Chicago, Illinois for 35 plus years. For the first time ever, 26 courageous physicians and I came together to create a one-of-a-kind book called Physicians' Untold Stories. It includes stories of dreams foretelling future events, successful prayer and fasting, near-death experiences, divine intervention, and unexplained healings. These 27 miracle experiences are all true and cannot be explained by current-day medical training. The book is receiving positive attention since our September launch because people find hope and comfort in the stories." And yeah, and he goes on to say that he'll send us a copy. So I wrote him back and said, gave him an address to send it to. And you could check that out at physiciansunttoldstories.com from Scott Kolbaba.
Goodbye, you, Scott. Goodbye, you.
Thanks, Doc.
As always, I'm your host, Adam Hilton, and with us today has been
Courtney Conley.
and
The wayfarer of the insane and the arcane, Max Lehman.
and
Drew Cox, Wizard of Watt Avenue.
and I'd like to end this show with a quote from the famed comedian and writer Stephen Wright. "I stayed up all night playing poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died." Is that how the joke would go? Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Let's all be wizards and fly around in the sky. Let's all be wizards, immortal, we could never die. Let's cast some spells with all of our dear friends. Let's all be wizards, the magic it would never end. And we'll fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky. Fly so high in the sky.
What do you want?
Well, that's
he
like-
was a very friendly guy. I would not. He was just like, yeah, I get that all the time.
He's got a bit he's been working on
he's
for his
used to
entire
it.
life.
Yeah.
He's just like, I look like him, might as well.
No, I guarantee you, when he was a young man, when William Shatner was handsome, he didn't hear that from people. But after William Shatner became a fat piece of shit, he started hearing that from people, and it made him feel really bad. And he doesn't like being compared to William Shatner now that he's fat and old. When William Shatner was young and handsome, I guarantee you this guy wasn't hearing that from people.
shady tackler.
What the fuck?